here is my newest orchid growing experiment. So a couple years ago, during COVID, I think, I took an old stereo cabinet and I converted it DIY to a greenhouse cabinet modeled on the IKEA cabinet idea. And when I did that, I got some scrap Lexan, which is this stuff right here, from my workplace. And you can see that the edges on this are not very firm. So it's very roughly cut because it's scrap. And I had a lot of extra Lexan from that, which is a kind of plexiglass. And I used the clear silicone that I was using to seal the stereo cabinet to make it moisture tight. So if you look right here, I took the silicone and I used it to basically attach this plexiglass together and to make a little terrarium. You can see right here that I had two shorter pieces, and then I basically overlapped them and applied silicone sealant to keep them together. And then this whole setup sat around for about 2 years, 3 years, and I did nothing with it. But what I learned last summer is that my Cuthbertsonii really don't do well during the heat waves that we have. So about 2 weeks ago, I put this out here in this dresser. We used to have our television on it, but my son took our television when he moved out. And so now I have this space, and I put a light here using some hangers. It's a Burina light. And then I filled this with water with a puppy pad, so just in case it leaked, and I tested to see if it was watertight. And it does seem to be watertight. And this week I started moving in my cool growing dendrobiums for the most part. They're not all Cuthbertsonii, but like this is Victoria reginae right here, and that also doesn't do well in the summer heat. This is Kumiko Valley. It's Victoria reginae crossed Goldschmidtianum. But then I have a whole bunch of Dendrobium Cuthbertsonii hybrids, which I have moved in here. They can be moist, and the inside of my house is air conditioned. And we're going to see how well they do living in here. And I've wanted to have something that had water, like an aquascape. And I originally was going to build this more like a terrarium, but I have problems I had problems picking soil and building a background, and I thought maybe this would be a little bit easier because now I can move the plants around if they're not getting wet enough, and it'll be easy to remove them and do things like remount them, like this one needs to be remounted. And I've remounted a few already, like this one right here. It's been remounted. So it just makes it easier to manipulate my plants to do it this way. And I get a little water. That's a leftover fogger, but I did buy this cute little fountain right there. So this is my newest DIY terrarium, cool growing space that I am going to try out on my cool growers this summer.